biggest problem in this society from my perspective is legitimacy of our institutions.
CEO of Palantir Alex Karp, here he is talking about what is going on with the Democrat Party as waste is being exposed. You'd think they'd like that, but no.
Look, what I don't like about what's going on is I just view this as, well, let's watch the Democratic Party commit suicide. And like, I've been a Democrat most of my life. I kind of view myself as outside it, but I don't like watching the Democrats just commit suicide. And what I see is most of the country doesn't really, at this point, given the fraud, waste, and abuse we know is there, 90% of the country is like, get rid of that fraud, waste, and abuse. And I just view this as yet another example of the progressive left boxing themselves into a suicide dance. Now, what the progressive left should be doing is saying, okay, Elon, you're clearly the most qualified person in the world to do something like this. We want to dialogue with you about how you're doing and what are you doing. I don't believe that's actually what happened. And again, I like Elon. I know I think he's obviously the most important builder in the world. And I just think, if you want to say my former side, I don't believe that they're actually engaging. I think it's like another dance where I'm supposed to say, of course, like whatever. It's like there's this one issue where I might, and then you get boxed into you cannot solve the problem. And then I would say, what is the biggest problem in this society? Biggest problem in this society from my perspective is legitimacy of our institutions. Why aren't they legitimate? They're not legitimate because, okay, do any of you really believe that 99% of your taxpayer dollars are being spent? But last and not least, and probably arguably most importantly, there's two revolutions happening. One is transparency and one is AI. Okay, so why is it that we do not know where every penny of our money goes? Like, how do you explain that to people? And by the way, slightly more technically, what large language models do is you can go into the contracts and see exactly what happened. So in the past, we couldn't do this. Now we can. The right response is, we want this to happen. We want to happen. We want to be involved in the dialogue. The real response is, it feels like the people criticizing Elon don't want it to happen. And this is going to destroy those people.
Alex Karp, the book is called The Technological Republic. We want to thank you for being here.
You come back tomorrow.
You can come back tomorrow.
Can you come back
next
tomorrow?
Day. We can do this.
We're going to.
I'm not used to. I thought that this was a joke because I'm not used to being reinvited.
No, we're starting at 6.
We'll see you
start
at 6. We got 3 hours.
We're going
to do it every morning
because you're just getting started. We're not off yet.
We're not off. We got about 15 seconds before we hand it over to the.
I just told everybody I want you back.
Okay.
Okay, so the reason it's worth showing you that, and clips like that, is that there is this group of people that were moderate Dems. He feels either that he doesn't have a home, he didn't quite say he's a Republican. I assume he voted for, do we know that? I think we discussed it once. Do we know if he voted for Trump? Doesn't even matter. You get the point, that the reordering of everything is here. And basically he's saying, hey, you guys had such a freaking opportunity. You have Elon Musk, who you loved forever, who was a Democrat forever. You would think that the progressives, that the Bernie Sanders, I want corruption out of government, and Elizabeth Warren and all of these people, you would think that they'd be watching Elon right now and they'd go, okay, well, we don't like Trump, sure, but it is nice to find all of this fraud because we're the people that are always talking about how evil the government is, and it's actually kind of coming out right now. But instead, they're trying to destroy Elon Musk, right? Instead, Donald Trump brings in someone like Tulsi Gabbard, who ran as a Democrat 4 years ago, brings her in as head of DNI, head of national intelligence, and Bernie votes against her in confirmation hearings. So they have a mess on their hands. And at the moment, it's pretty good because we've got the broad coalition, we've got the wide tent. But as they go crazier, the question is, how evil, how deranged, and how violent will it get? And how zany will the ideas continue to be? Discover 40 free online courses from Hillsdale College, where you can explore a wide range of subjects, from the works of C.S. Lewis and the stories of Genesis to the meaning of the U.S. Constitution and the rise and fall of the Roman Republic and the history of the ancient Christian church. I've been particularly impressed with Hillsdale's updated version of its most popular course, Constitution 101, The Meaning and History of the Constitution. In this engaging 12-lecture course, you'll delve into the political theories behind the American founding, hear directly from Hillsdale's President Larry Arnn and distinguished faculty, and explore topics including the natural rights theory, the significance of the Declaration and Constitution, the crisis of the Civil War, the progressive challenges to the founding, and the evolution of modern liberalism. Plus, with its self-paced format, you can start whenever and wherever it's convenient for you. Ready to begin? Enroll now in hillsdale.edu/Dave. It's completely free and easy to get started.